What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It's good to be here. I'm in Jersey on the East Coast here, and we've had a crazy tropical storm Isaiah's come up here, so that's been fun. I'm working on some cool bass content. I think it's cool. Some bass guitar videos. So I'm going to have those coming out here in a minute. Meaning probably next week. A lot of stuff going on here. But I wanted to take a moment and jump on and do a little hashtag Chuck Rants on something that I hear people talk about when they do musical analysis, and it's a little frustrating to me. And that is the concept of, well, the artist didn't know what they were doing when they wrote that, but here is this theoretical explanation for what they were doing. I challenge that. If I were a betting man, I would say they knew exactly what they were doing, even if they didn't have all the proper terminology, because they had to duplicate it. And then they had to explain it to a band and get everybody on the same page and produce that music. Also, I think this comes from the fact that rock stars and artists don't spend their time doing theoretical breakdowns of their songs. They don't talk about music theory a lot, especially to the general public, because, well, you tend to come off pompous and arrogant, right? It's kind of like the IT guy who comes to fix your computer and uses lots of weird acronyms and big terms because now this is his shot. The kid that's been bullied all his life, this is his shot to be the big man. And he's gonna tell you, right? He sounds kind of arrogant. You know, it would just dude, I know Windows sucks. Just fix it. I don't care. Restart. I don't know. But right, so if you're trying to market your music and sell your music, the average Joe who's not a musician and just wants something to kind of snap his fingers to, tap his feet to, have a good time with, and enjoy, because that's what art is about, beauty and enjoy, right? We're trying to enjoy this music, and people just want to enjoy the music. They don't care that you had a minor, major 7, unless they're a musician, and they say, oh, that's a cool song, I want to play it. How did you do that? But the general public, so why would you go around just kind of spewing that out to average people who really don't care? They just want art that they can enjoy. So I think there's a long line of publicists, and then it's just kind of developed into a thing where, well, you don't talk about, you know, the nuts and bolts of what you did. I mean, you wouldn't expect a car engineer to talk about the very specific equations that went into developing, you know, that Dodge Hellcat engine that they put in the Challenger or the Charger. It makes it a really cool car. Most of us who just want to drive cool cars aren't too worried about the equations that they use to dial in X, Y, and Z to get 707 horsepower. Now, some people are, but most people aren't. They just want to drive a cool car that's fast and loud. And I think that applies to music. And so what happens is you have artists that don't talk about music every 10 seconds. And you figure in the past, people didn't have YouTube channels in which they had targeted audiences that actually cared about the musical theory to break that down to. You know, we have that today. So I think sometimes we think that, well, we know more than they did, but we're going to break it down. And I just don't think that that's necessarily true. I think these guys knew exactly what they were doing, and that's how they made great, amazing music. Whether you go back to the 60s or even today. I mean, the whole gambit. You look at guys like Stevie Wonder, who had really advanced jazz concepts in their music. They took some of that and made it pop. That's awesome. You look at the Beatles and the stuff that they did, especially in later years. You can almost see them grow in their knowledge through their records. And it's really cool. So I think we should maybe have a little bit more, just a teensy bit more respect for the knowledge of some of these amazing artists that have come before, and even some of the ones that are around now. The ones that are around now can go into YouTube and explain their stuff for people that want that content. But obviously the artists of the past didn't have that luxury. And so I think we should give them just a little bit more respect for what they knew, but maybe didn't talk about because they didn't want to kind of turn people off. And that's to the detriment, because there are people like me who play instruments. I'm not some kind of, music theory professor or anything, but we play instruments and enjoy that and are interested in those things. And it is kind of detrimental for us because we'd love to know what was going through their mind. We would love to know what was going through Jimi Hendrix's mind when he wrote Little Wing, or for example. But that's lost to history. But I don't think we should say, Jimi Hendrix didn't know what he was doing. He was just putting his fingers in random places on the guitar. He knew what he was doing. He was an excellent player, one of the greatest ever. And so that's all I wanted to say. That's all this rant was about, was just to have a little more respect. Not that I feel like people are being disrespectful or hurtful to these guys. I think we all recognize their genius. But just maybe let's assume that they did know what they were doing and that they were great artists and they made beautiful art for us all to enjoy. So anyway, I know, just my big dumb face talking, but click subscribe, like, comment, share this video, and thanks for watching. I'll have links down below to my Spotify and Apple Music. You can find my music on pretty much any platform, whether it's Deezer or Amazon Music, Google Play. I'm all over the place. I'm like a cockroach infestation. I'm everywhere. So check out my stuff. And thank you very much for watching. And have an awesome day. Peace out, everybody.